9:11 a.m. September 30th, 2022. Sixth thought on appearance. Dignified character.
You can say what I say, or say what you want to say, but concerning ourselves with a dignified character should be our sixth thought on appearance, so we cover it in this lecture. Distinctive qualities making one individual separate from the whole are mental and moral boundaries that define our character. Sure, we can see character in our appearance and more so mainly in our eye contact, but it speaks more so to our stature than poise. Most people think of stature as it refers to a man or woman's height, but it also refers to a person's reputation gained from achievement or the perceived ability to complete a certain task. With stature in its definition, one can see those with less physical stature and height can have a greater reputation gained from achievement. Seeing those shorter look those taller in their eyes and dominate a situation reminds all that principle matters more so than size, and black girl magic is the foundation of our principles. Just as in the story of David and Goliath, the whole opposing army was defeated by David's small stone, where in principle we only need a small pebble of truth to defeat any evil. Black girl magic is true because we have seen it and know it exists. The distance from the eyes of black girls is so much greater to the top that often efforts at success are abandoned, but there is always another whose stature proves a character more so prepared for the future than others. Another rock to hurl, her character possesses a stature built off truth with only wishes for a brighter tomorrow absent of any malice or forethought. Our sixth thought on appearance is having a dignified character wherein our stature others see strength, courage, and determination as positive attributes of those who stand on principle.
When considering a dignified character, we first see moral strength behind us as something for which we prefer being admired, if only because what is right by law will or shall be afforded. But, when between the smaller in the right and the not so right but larger one there is only air and opportunity for the larger to use physics to subdue the smaller. For those using survival of the fittest, it may be fine to arm wrestle to determine the winner of a prize, but as we plead no contest in hand-to-hand combat and prefer natural selection. The strength shown in our character allows us who prefer natural selection to assist others using the same, and armies of one become that of many based on the same principles we teach in the #SkullOff Black Girl Magic. Where do we get the safety and security to walk the streets with our heads held high, if not for the strength in our morality, knowing we are tied to others by this code? With age and familiarity we learn the code and are better reinforced by what we know as opposed to what we feel, but having that strength without the proof is stronger than we know. The combination of innocence and truth is solid as a rock, and when used, subdues those larger by the strength in our dignified character. When considering a dignified character, secondly we see the selfless courage in us as something which we prefer being admired, as it is a virtue found at most any level. It took selfless courage for David to stand before Goliath armed only with a rock and a sling, but on principle it's easier to stand before giants. Knowing that arm wrestling is out of the picture and looking to a way to not so much as attack but defend, strategy is attributed to the courageous more so than those with strength. With courage those learning black girl magic can stand knowing little more than, if they exist, so does it, and without better attributes of strength they cling to hope for future better days. As there is no victory without an obstacle to overcome, there is neither courage without a detrimental possibility. We are all fighting our own personal battles where long and short-term goals all have detrimental possibilities, even if it is only a waste of time. The risk of detriment is weighed against the reward of achievement, where more often than not the gamble is taken on principle. When considering presenting a dignified character, we finally see a lasting determination in it as something for which we'd prefer being admired. Anyone can have strength and courage when doing something, but none without time. Any goal has something which must be endured, where, if 1 step or 100, even 2 is a factor concerning ourselves with biology. But with number comes time, consequently or subsequently, because 2 or more simultaneously together are but only 1. We will speak on biology more in Chapter 9, if we can hold the audience's attention for as long as we may ultimately only rely on ourselves. The amount of force needed to overcome an obstacles must trump that of the weight that needs to be lifted, but this is not football, as our force is furthest from physical. Looking at a dignified stature, we know that in part or altogether a great amount of character relies on our ability to finesse time so that the most difficult tasks are done with ease or in the cover of night. Our lasting determination is accompanied by the strength to overcome and the courage to face any foe with a foundation of truth, based on principles we have encountered thus far. Determination is necessary because anyone can have a good idea to change the world for the better, but without development the idea remains but a dream. Development is the progress of our strength on an issue that takes courage to address with the lasting determination that is admirable, seeing others so consequently possessing dignified character.
Our sixth thought on appearance is dignity in character, where with stature we identify strength, courage, and determination as positive attributes of those who stand on principle. Wanting, if it is necessary that we be seen, to be remembered more out of admiration than attraction, though either get the job done, we allow our stature, however small-framed, we are to speak volumes. Standing on principle and up for what's right, our character only enhances as strength, courage, and determination, perhaps with good reason, remind us that we were right all along, as victory after victory makes achievement habitual. Our small rock of truth, like David's was to Goliath, is all that we need with character.
Thank you for your time and consideration.